Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Paige, and I'm from Hubdoc support team. Thanks for attending today's webinar on achieving automated bank reconciliation using Hubdoc and QuickBooks Online. If I haven't had the opportunity yet, I will very likely speak to some of you if you call our support line or you submit a ticket to support to answer all of your Hubdoc questions. But hopefully today we can get some of those initial questions out of the way and teach you some valuable information about how you can leverage QuickBooks Online and Hubdoc to streamline your workflow and automate bank reconciliation. Please take a moment to familiarize yourself with the GoToWebinar interface. You should see a text box that will allow you to ask any questions that you may have throughout the webinar. And at the end of the webinar, we'll take about 10 minutes to answer as many of these questions as possible for the audience. So to kick things off, I'm going to ask a few poll questions to get to know you a little better. The first question is, how long have you been using Hubdoc? All right, so it looks like some of us are brand new to Hubdoc, which is great, and we have some more seasoned users as well, also great. So today we'll go through a high-level introduction of Hubdoc, as well as go deep into product features through our product demo. So whether you're brand new to Hubdoc or you've been with us for a few months, you'll definitely learn something new. My next question is, how many monthly bookkeeping clients do you work with? Okay, it looks like most of us are servicing anywhere from 1 to 20 clients monthly. The tools I will introduce to you today will make document management with all of your clients so much more efficient, ultimately allowing you to service your existing clients better and take on even more clients. So I'm sure that most of you are here today because you're aware that there's technology available that is making the lives of accountants and bookkeepers so much easier while making their practices much more efficient and ultimately more successful. But maybe you aren't exactly sure how to integrate this technology into your workflow to reap all of that value. And that's why I'm here. Today, we'll take a deep dive into how to use Hubdoc and QuickBooks Online to automate your bank reconciliation process. I'll show you how to automate those administrative tasks like document collection and data entry using Hubdoc's auto fetch and data extraction capabilities. But before we get started, let's level set and take a look at the key components necessary to complete a bank reconciliation. As you can see on this slide here, there are 4 key components necessary to complete the bank reconciliation. There's the bank statement to validate beginning and ending balances. There is the bank feed, a list of your client's debit and credit card transactions, the receipts and invoices, which are the proof of said transactions, and also are essential to audit-proofing a business. And finally, your general ledger software. In this case, it's QuickBooks Online to record transactions and complete the bank reconciliation process. I want to launch another poll here, and that is, what accounting software are you currently using? You can select all that apply. Okay, great. So it looks like most of us are using QuickBooks Online, which means that you already have 2 of the key components that are necessary to complete your bank reconciliation. But what about the bank statements and receipts and invoices? how do you currently get these documents from your clients? I'm going to turn this around to you and launch another poll question. Again, you can select all that apply here. Okay, thanks for answering that question. It looks like many of us are still dealing with a lot of paper documents. So whether we're picking up shoeboxes full of receipts or having stacks of paper mailed to us, acquiring and organizing these documents takes a tremendous amount of time. A large percent of you also said that you are collecting client documents via email. And although this sounds like a viable option when you have one client, what about when you have multiple clients sending you hundreds of documents? We can all quickly figure out how fast your inbox would turn to an organizational nightmare. Some of you are logging into your clients' online accounts and downloading these documents yourselves. On the surface, this seems like a really quick and easy approach for getting client documents, but if we take a closer look, even this process is extremely inefficient and an unnecessary use of time. Let's quickly look at an example of just collecting your client's bank statements necessary to complete the bank reconciliation. If we do some quick math here, logging in to one of your client's bank accounts and downloading statements will take at least 5 minutes. And what if that client has several bank accounts? For our purposes, we can call that number 2. So that's 10 minutes per client per month. That number may not seem like a lot, but multiply that by, let's just say 15 clients, which some people here have today, and that number jumps to 150 minutes or 2.5 hours of your valuable time each month. And that's only collecting bank statements. Industry standard is that approximately 30% of an advisor's time is spent trying to get the financial documents they need to close the books. That's about 1/3 of your time being spent doing administrative work that could and should be automated. So that's where Hubdoc comes in. Hubdoc automatically fetches your client's documents. We've built 700 automated connections over that actually with online vendors ranging from banks and credit card companies to telecommunications, utilities, payroll, and more. So you don't have to chase these client documents at the end of each month, quarter, or year. Once Hubdoc has fetched the document, the key data is instantaneously extracted. So there goes your manual data entry. Hubdoc also automatically files and stores all of these documents securely in the cloud, standing in as your digital filing cabinet, allowing you to access and manage all of your clients' documents in one centralized location from anywhere. Source documents can then be published as transactions to QuickBooks Online and auto-matched to the bank feed for one-click reconciliation and audit-proofing. So let's put this all together and see how Hubdoc and QuickBooks Online work together. We'll go through a high-level overview first and then jump into more detail through our product demo. On the left-hand side here is QuickBooks Online. This is where your bank is connected and you have bank feed transactions flowing through, as well as your bank statement balance. On the right side is Hubdoc, where we have pulled in all of your clients' financial documents, the receipts, invoices, and bills. Hubdoc will automatically extract the key data from these documents and create the corresponding transaction in QuickBooks Online with the source document attached. These documents the transactions will automatically match with your bank feed transactions that are already established in QuickBooks Online for easy one-click reconciliation. Once you've reconciled the transactions, You'll then want to compare the balance in QuickBooks Online with your real bank statement balance. And that's where Hubdoc's bank statement fetching comes in so handy. You can ensure that the balance in QuickBooks Online is the same as your client's bank statement balance for the period without having to depend on your client to send you these documents on time. So with that, let's swing into Hubdoc and show you how to put all of this into practice. Before we get started, I just want to mention again that if you have any questions throughout the webinar, there is a text box where you can enter the questions, and then my colleague standing by will either get back to you as soon as possible, or if they apply to everybody, we will address them at the end as a group. Okay, so this here is the Hubdoc Partner Portal. It's also called the Organizations page, and it is the first page that you will see when you log into Hubdoc, assuming you're an accountant or bookkeeper who has access to client accounts. We designed this dashboard to provide you with a high-level overview of your client accounts that are shown in list view right here. You can clearly identify how many documents in each account has been processed by Hubdoc, that has had the data extracted and is ready to publish, as well as the staff that have access to each client file. By clicking into each account, you can quickly switch between which client file you're working on. So it's all very user-friendly and specifically designed for accountants and bookkeepers to streamline managing your practice. From the Partner Portal, I'm going to click through to one of my client accounts. So this here is the Hubdoc dashboard. It's where all of the action happens. This is the exact same interface your clients will see if they log into their own account using their own set of unique login credentials. On the left side here is the document folder structure as well as the tagging system. And then in the middle is the document stream. And this is which shows you the workflow of your client documents as they move through Hubdoc. And then to the right here, we have all of your integrations where you will connect to your cloud accounting software as well as cloud storage. So let's get to the exciting stuff, our meat and potatoes that will help automate the bank reconciliation process through automatically collecting client documents. Simply by clicking on the Add Account button, you can connect with your client's online vendors. Like I mentioned previously, Hubdoc connects with over 700 online vendors from banks, utilities, credit card companies, telecom providers, payroll, software subscriptions, and more. So you can choose here from our most popular connections list, or you can type the vendor into this section here. Let's start with an example to show you how it works with Bank of America. By inputting your login credentials, just as you would if you were logging directly into the bank online, and clicking Add Account, Hubdoc will establish a connection with Bank of America and then begin automatically pulling in documents. On the initial fetch, Hubdoc is going to bring in all available documents from the online portal. We will also simultaneously create a folder for that vendor and automatically file and organize all of your documents for you. You can see that right here. Hubdoc has created a folder for the vendor, Bank of America, and a subfolder for any sub-accounts that are within that bank connection. And all of the statements are brought in chronological order. You can picture this as your new digital filing cabinet, but one that is perfectly and automatically organized, has bank level security, and is accessible from anywhere. After the initial fetch, Hubdoc runs these connections daily, automatically fetching and filing any newly available documents. So let's go through this one more time using a different example. Again, Add Account button. We can choose from the popular connections list here, Comcast. Comcast is a telecom provider that issues monthly recurring bills, again, enter our credentials. Let's see. Clicking on Add Account. And again, Hubdoc is establishing the connection with Comcast. And soon after checking the portal for available documents, the documents will just start flowing in. And the best thing is that on a going forward basis, Hubdoc is running these connections daily. So when a new bill is available, Hubdoc will automatically fetch it and organize it under the Comcast folder the same day it's available. No more chasing and filing client documents. Now, some banks and other online vendors can ask for additional security measures to be taken before you can connect successfully. And so Hubdoc also allows for that. We'll use American Express as an example here. So if we enter our credentials again, and click Add Account, you can see here that American Express has asked us for a two-factor authentication code. And so this is a step that we need to complete in order to connect successfully. This can also come in the form of personal verification questions if you have those set up. Sometimes banks will have up to 5 personal verification questions that they need to have answered in order to connect successfully. So you can follow the prompt here, and then the connection will be complete. So enter 1 to receive it to a phone. We'll do that. And then once you have received the code from American Express, in this case, you just have to enter it here and press submit. And then we will be able to connect successfully. As a Hubdoc best practice, we recommend fully setting up each connection with your client immediately after adding it to ensure that all of the personal verification questions and any two-factor authentication codes have been successfully input to allow for that effortless connection in the future. So if a bank has up to 5 questions that they might ask you when you're logging in directly to the online portal, if you continue to click Update Accounts right here, until we've prompted you for all of those questions, we'll no longer ask you to input those in the future. So just a pro tip for you. So we also recognize that not all documents are available online. Sometimes there will be receipts from restaurants or gas stations, or a paper invoice from a local supplier, or electronic receipts emailed from a retailer. So Hubdoc, acting like your client's courier in this case, makes it just as easy to import these documents. If you click on the Add Receipt button up here, a window will pop up which shows you all these options. So one way is by downloading our mobile app for free from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, and you can snap pictures of your receipts on the go. You can also drag and drop documents from your computer or browse here if the document is already digitized. Hubdoc also has a robust integration with Fujitsu's ScanSnap, which enables scanned documents to be uploaded directly into your client's Hubdoc account. And finally, you can submit documents via email using your unique intake email address, and each Hubdoc account has a different one of these. Initially, this email is super long. It has a bunch of numbers and letters, but it is completely customizable for you to modify for each one of your clients, as you can see we've done here. So instead of giving clients your personal email address for their documents, have them send documents to their unique intake email instead. Financial documents will be sent directly to your client's Hubdoc account, where we will extract the data, organize it, and allow you to publish it to QuickBooks Online, or send it to an automated payment processing platform without the document ever hitting your inbox. For any uploaded document, we are doing just that. We're automatically extracting key information, the vendor name, date, and total amount. converting the document to a digital file that is ready to be configured and published to QuickBooks Online. And we'll get into that process in a few minutes in more detail. So what does this all mean for you? You're no longer chasing the client documents necessary to close the books on a client's file for a particular period, which means you can provide real-time financials to your client when they need them to inform pertinent business decisions. You aren't wasting time doing manual data entry and organizing paper documents, which means you can focus your time on providing real value-adding services for your clients. You're able to maintain a more structured workflow, standardizing how and when you receive client documents. And all of these things contribute to tremendous time savings, increased efficiency, and greater communication, benefiting both you and your client. So now that we've gone over how to get all your client documents into Hubdoc, let's create some transactions in QuickBooks Online. The first step is to connect to your client's QuickBooks Online account. You do that by clicking on the Accounts button in the top right here, navigating to the Destinations tab, and connecting beside the QBO logo right here. As you can see, this account here is already connected because it has a disconnect option. But when it's ready to connect, it'll look like this one, and you just click connect. If you have a QBOA account with several clients on your QuickBooks, your QBOA account, you can select the client from the drop-down that will import from QBO, and then you will be all set up to connect. We can see here that we've chosen to publish tax data because we're in Canada, so that's also an option. And once you have established the connection, we're ready to publish documents and create those transactions in QuickBooks Online. So let's start with a more simple example and then go to a more advanced situation after. As a recommended best practice, by the way, we recommend working out of your review tab. So all of these documents here in the review tab are ready to be, they've been processed by Hubdoc already, so they have their key data extracted, and they're ready now to be configured to be published to QuickBooks Online. You start by selecting a document and opening the Edit Data bar, and then you're ready to go. For our example here, we're going to go with a item from a, oh, here we go. It was in the Alt tab. Okay, so for this example, we're going to go with a gas receipt. This document here was snapped using our mobile app and automatically brought into Hubdoc. We'll open the Edit Data bar. And you can see that we have automatically extracted the vendor name, the date, and the total amount. There was no tax on this document, so it's tax exempt. And then, so after you validate that this information is correct, you go down to the destination section next to QuickBooks Online and click, this will say configure if it hasn't been already published. And then here is where you are going to configure the document to publish to QuickBooks how you want to appear in QuickBooks. So we are pulling over all of this information from your client's actual QuickBooks Online account. And so first you're going to choose how you want to publish it over as an expense or a bill or a vendor credit. Seeing that this product was paid for at the time of receiving it, we're going to classify it as an expense. Select the vendor from the vendor dropdown, the payment type, however this item was paid for, the particular account code, Visa in this case, and the account that you want to allocate it to, in this case, travel expenses. Once that is all set, how you want it to appear in QBO, you're ready to click Publish. Hopping over to QuickBooks Online, let's see that transaction we created. In the Expenses tab, we see that we created the expense here just the way we coded it in Hubdoc. And here is the source document that is attached. And so if we open that up, you can see a copy of the original source document, which is automatically audit-proofing your client's business. And then if we go to the banking tab, you'll notice that QBO has automatically matched this transaction to the corresponding transaction on your client's bank feed, and all you have to do is click match for one-click reconciliation. It's as simple as that. So let's go through another example and look at some other options. Hopping back into Hubdoc, let's take a look at this receipt from Best Buy. Best Buy is a Canadian electronics store, and this particular receipt has multiple line items that are to be configured to different account codes. So Hubdoc allows you to configure this document, configure a document that has multiple line items to different account codes in QBO. This is really helpful in this situation when you're dealing with a document like this one that has multiple line items for different account codes. Also very helpful when a document has taxable and non-taxable portions, like a restaurant receipt with a tip, for example. If you're in Canada, we have that. Or if a document has inventory related information, which you are tracking using your cloud accounting software. So publishing a document with multiple line items is very similar to how we did it before. Again, you're going to validate that all this information is correct. Here we've chosen to put a 13% HST tax rate to the document because that's the tax that we use in Ontario. And then you go down to the section here, and instead of clicking on the single tab, you're going to click on the multiple tab for multiple line items. Once you click on edit line items, a new window will appear here where you can enter each line item and the specific details for each one. And so in this case, we have the microwave could be an office supplies, could go for the chart of accounts, office supplies, for example, and then the total amount and then the tax applied to it. And then the outlet surge protector could be a job materials expense. So we will allocate it to the job materials chart of accounts. And then there's a summary here that lets you know the total of what you just input to make sure it all adds up correctly to the document. Also super helpful that this window can move around if you have a long document, as well as the background scrolls. So it's really easy to enter those line items. And then once you save and close and publish again, the transaction will be created in QuickBooks Online. We can show you where that one was created. Back to the expenses tab. Going into Best Buy here, the two line items are broken out with the appropriate account code, appropriate totals, and again, the source document is attached. Again, audit-proofing your client's business. Back to the banking tab, we see that QuickBooks Online has matched it to the corresponding transaction in the bank feed, and all you have to do is click match, and then it's done. So a process that traditionally calls for manual data entry and worse, mental math, is now quickly and painlessly done for you in Hubdoc. So that's basically the whole process. Getting into this rhythm of repeating the process for all of your client documents will make your job so much easier. And we're really letting Hubdoc do the heavy lifting for you. The fetching and filing of client documents, the data extraction and data entry, and creating those transactions. It lets you focus your energy on creating more value-creating activities for your clients. And not only is it making your lives easier, your clients will also see a huge benefit. They will now have access to a collaborative platform to easily communicate with you about their financials. And by having every transaction in QuickBooks Online backed up with a copy of the original source document, their business is audit-proof. On that note, I would like to open the floor up to any questions that have not been asked yet throughout the webinar. We'll take a few moments for you to get those in and then scan through some of the asked questions and then address some to the whole group. Thank you very much for your time so far. Okay, so we had some really great questions. A few we're going to share with the whole audience. One was, in QuickBooks Online, are the source documents that are attached to each transaction, are they links back to a link through Hubdoc, or is it actually a copy of the actual source document? And it is definitely a copy of the source document. So once it's in QuickBooks Online, there's no necessity to follow the link to view the document. It's there for you. So it's independent now of Hubdoc. Great question, though. Another question we had was in regards to these two fields right here that can be enabled or disabled, and that's the auto sync and save configuration features. And also a great question what they do. So they are meant to speed up your process of doing the automated doing the bank reconciliation. So if you choose to enable save configuration, Hubdoc will remember the way that you configured this document from the last time for this vendor. So if I upload a document from Best Buy again, it will automatically remember that it was an expense, it was from Best Buy, the card I paid with it for, etc. Which is really helpful if you're using the same vendor all the time. And then to take that automation one step further, you would enable the auto sync feature here. And we only recommend enabling auto sync if you are receiving the same bill or document over and over again, it's recurring, and you code it the exact same way every single time to QuickBooks Online. Because what it will do when it's enabled is you will not even have to review the document. It will automatically push to your QuickBooks Online. So an example of a document that I do with that is for Uber. It's always coded the exact same way for me. It might not be for you, but for me it is. And using the same card, and so I don't need to review all those transactions, especially because I use it quite frequently. So it can publish automatically to QuickBooks Online without my attention or action being required whatsoever. So great questions. And that is all we had today. So before I let you go, I want to quickly tell you how to get in contact with support. We have an amazing support team here, and we are always ready to answer your Hubdoc questions and help you out with anything you need help with. You can get in touch with us by calling us at our number here on the Hubdoc homepage, 1-800-577-2842 during our business hours, which are Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also submit a support ticket via email to support@hubdoc.com, and our support team will try to get back to you. We aim to get back to you within the hour. Either way, it'll be really quick during our business hours. And finally, you can also submit a support ticket in-app by clicking in your Hubdoc account. On the down arrow here, there's a submit a ticket button. There's also a similar option here beside your connections under the Manage Accounts tab, report a problem, if you ever experience any issues with your automated connections. So that is all we have for today. I want to thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you all learned something new and got more comfortable with the whole automated bank reconciliation process using Hubdoc QuickBooks Online. Please keep an eye out for any new webinars coming up. We're always creating new webinars for different kinds of workflows with Hubdoc and other cloud platforms. So have a great day, and thanks again.